I'm a bounty hunter from Montana. Bounty hunter from Montana. Today we're doing the $2 under $2 challenge.
No.
No?
No, that's...
How about the $3 under $3 challenge?
No.
How about the $4 under...
No. Get it right.
Huh? $5 under $5 challenge.
There you go. That's
Bounty Hunter from Montana says, enjoy the show.
Alright guys, so welcome to the 5 under 5 What Would You Make? Hosted by Farm Charm Chic. And our guest host this month is Grace's Neighborhood Sharon. Let's get into it. So project number 1. I'm kind of dabbling in a little bit of I would say a little bit of vintage whimsy, I guess. This is kind of where my wood pieces come in. I got some of these wood pieces from Dollar Tree. They're the wood laser burnt cutouts. But I do have a book here, just a random book. You can pick books up at the Dollar Tree for $1.25. This piece of lace ribbon here I had in my stash. It's actually a piece of scrap that I had just laying from a previous project that I tore off that I actually threw away. It was garbage. So I'm just piecing this on here. I'm gonna go in with some I believe this is antique copper, and I wasn't quite sure where I was going to go with this first. I started off just doing the lace, and then I was just like, I'm really liking how this kind of looks with the vintage vibe that I'm going here, so I decided to do the entire book. Now I started going over the flowers as well with this, but I ended up changing my mind later, so whatever. I have some of these photos in my stash as well. These photos, I mean, you can get any kind of photos, and sometimes where you pick them up, you can get them fairly cheap, so it kind of depends on where you get them, but I have so much ephemera that it's not even funny, and I pick them up wherever. But those, this piece here is just a piece of scrap. It's actually torn, you can see that. It's just a piece of scrap paper. But the photos that I actually am going to be using in a lot of this is from Tim Holtz. Now these can be a little bit expensive, that's why I said you can pick up wherever, but I got these originally off of Amazon. But these are all from my stash, something that I never actually went shopping for, so it's all from my stash, so keep that in mind. But I just love this girl sitting here in the chair. She just looks so elegant and beautiful the way she's sitting, so that's one of the reasons why I decided I was going to use her. My thought process with this book, I want to start doing junk journaling, so I grabbed this book, and this is the cover that I'm going to start doing this with. I wanted to decorate the cover. I'm not going to start doing the junk journal today. This is just the cover, and I saw the wood pieces in my stash, and I'm like, we could try doing just the cover. So I am using the wood pieces in it, so it is considered part of this project, and we're just going to go with it. The stamp thing up there, that is actually just a piece of plastic that came from the packaging of one of my ephemera packages, so that was just considered garbage. I did save it, but I mean, I just basically cut that out of plastic and Modpodged that on there. The flowers I've had in my stash for like, I don't know, gosh, 10, 12 years now. I used to do scrapbooking, so that I just kind of glued on there. And then this is where I decided I was going to paint over the flowers. I'm kind of going with a pale daffodil. These beads, they're actually beads. I'm going to glue them right down in the centers of the flowers. I don't even know where I got those from. They were in a pack that I've probably picked up along the way. And then this is Dollar Tree ribbon that I'm just going to glue along the spine. And there you guys have it, project number 2. Now this is kind of where a little bit of the whimsy comes in. I again am cutting off a piece of that fabric or ribbon that I had. Again, this is just a piece of the fabric that I had from a project that I just tore off pieces that I just didn't want to throw away, and I'm just using the scrap pieces. So, I mean, the ribbon originally came from Walmart. I mean, maybe $3, but I'm just using basically the remnants of a project that I had in my stash. I'm going to Modpodge this down, so this is, you know, the fabric ribbon, so I'm kind of just using a heavy dose of Mod Podge, make sure that is stuck down really well. You could use hot glue too, but sometimes it doesn't always stick down really well, so I am dosing this really heavy with Mod Podge to make sure it's down pretty well. I'm going to dry it with my heat gun. I am going to use this paper, part of a paper doily. I actually cut out the center of this one for a previous project, so it's not even a whole doily. That I actually think I got off a Temu and a pack of ephemera. And I'm going to Mod Podge that down too. We're basically just doing a bunch of mixed media in these. It's just stuff that I wanted to play around with. I have fun with doing a lot of mixed media stuff. We're going to start playing with a little bit of different colored paints. I have some rose, what was it called? I'm drawing a blank on the color. Metallic rose or something like that. And then this blue, I do have water in that cup, and I'm just kind of watering it down. I'm kind of doing a watercolor kind of look. I start kind of brushing it lightly across the board and across that that ribbon, trying to get a little bit more of a textured color along through the board, and then we're gonna start embracing some other colors. So I do add some purple here. I'm gonna water that down a little bit with that water that's in that cup here, and we're gonna start stippling and kind of moving around with some of the colors that we have here. I am gonna add some more of that rose. I am drawing a blank. I know people are gonna know what the heck it is, and you're probably screaming at me in the dang comments and at my TV right now, or phone or whatever. But it is a metal, kind of like, it's almost a champagne like color. But anyway, we're just playing around with the colors, and we're kind of just blending them along with like some of the colors that I'm doing here. Like I go over the ribbon and everything. So, and then we are going to add another one of those flowers here, and I am going to kind of stipple in with the purple and kind of the blue color. I think I do a little bit more of the purple to kind of make that stand out a little bit more. Oh, I do a little bit of the blue, I guess. I have some more of these. These are a little bit more of like, they are from Tim Holtz, but they're a little bit more like cutouts. These I think I actually picked up at Michael's. They might have came from from Amazon as well. But I've had in my stash for quite a while. Another cutout is the little bird, and then also some buttons, which you can get from anywhere. You can get from Walmart, and even Dollar Tree carries buttons. I'm gonna paint the little bird up here with kind of like a darker blue, so I want that one to be a little bit more of a standout color. I do kind of go over rose gold. Oh my gosh, it just came to me. I do kind of go over his belly a little bit with the rose gold and kind of blend those colors in a little bit more. And then I do glue the little boy and girl down. I am adding some flowers. Some little, these are some little flowers. I've had these in my stash for so long too, guys. I don't even remember where they came from. I do add a rusty star to it. Those actually came from Amazon, but I've had in my stash for a long time. I don't remember where I got the little lock. And the little trim thing, I think I got from Hobby Lobby. There in the corner. Buttons, again, this one's kind of an antique button. I've had those in my stash for a long time, but you guys can just play around with whatever you guys have. Buttons and stuff like that you can get wherever. Thrift stores, you can pick them up. You can get them at, like I said, Walmart, Hobby Lobby. You can get them from Dollar Tree, carries buttons or whatever. I just picked out a couple of colors and whatever. But if you don't even want buttons on your project, you don't have to put buttons on your project. This one, I thought the gold kind of brought out a little bit of the project. I did add a little bit of pink in there, some green, and just kind of went around with it. But like I said, it's kind of a mixed media. I've been kind of getting into stuff lately a little bit more. Here we're gonna do another one. This is kind of more mixed media for guy oriented. I kind of went girlish on the other one. This one's gonna be a little bit more guyish. I did get some cardboard and I kind of peeled off the first layer, so we're looking at trash here. I'm painting that with more of that antique copper, which I believe you can pick up at, I believe I got that at Walmart. Here I'm going to go in with some more of my ephemera that I've had in my stash forever. I don't even, like I said, I don't remember where I got most of this stuff. You can order it fairly cheap on Amazon, I know. You can also order a bunch of it off a Temu. But I'm just kind of tearing it and peeling it back with what I wanted. This one actually is kind of like a Walmart tag or something. It kind of like I kind of went with like a business feel to this one. Like I said, it's going to be a kind of like more rustic. It's going to be a little bit more like business type, I guess. This one is kind of more of like writing. I had these two pictures of the men. I chose the one here with the little bowler hat. I kind of liked him. So I'm going to glue this one down. I do kind of go a little bit like crooked, and I thought he was a little too white, so I end up grabbing some of my Ranger Dioxide. This stuff is also Tim Holtz. I also got these. These are only $1.99. I believe I got these from Hobby Lobby too, like years and years ago. I actually picked these up for my wedding, which was like 4 years ago. and never used them. So they've been sitting in my stash for forever. I just opened the package. They were only $1.99, but anyway. This little ticket thing here too was in my ephemera stash. It's a ticket. It's like a cash receipt ticket. It's supposed to be anyway. That might have came from my scrapbooking days. I don't know. But I just glued everything down after I used the distressed oxide or whatever. If you guys don't have any of that, you can get a brown ink pad as well. Brown ink pad you could probably find a lot cheaper. I'm just throwing that out there because the Tim Holtz deoxides are expensive. Now I'm just adding a couple of little gears and little charms and stuff like that to it, kind of like I did with the buttons. You can, throw anything on here. These I believe I came from Amazon, and I'm gonna add a key. You can add any kind of key, rusty, crusty. Just get an old key and put it on there. And that is all I did to that one. Project number 4. We're going with a tag on this one. This one I believe I got from Walmart for like $1. Might even been at the dollar spot at Michael's. I'm not even sure, you guys, to be completely honest with you. I've had it probably forever, but I think I'm leaning towards Walmart. These pictures actually came from Temu. I'm gonna rip out this cute little fairy sitting on a mushroom, and I'm gonna Modpodge her down. Well, first I'm going to grab some more of that vintage photo dioxide, and I'm gonna go around the edges of her. I did not like the I love the toured edges, but I didn't like that the white was showing on it because I wanted it to look a little more rustic, a little bit more worn. It's kind of the vintage vibe I was going for here in this whole video. So I'm going around with it with the vintage photo here. I'm taking some well, it's basically like Modpodged, but I'm actually using the DIY version, you guys, but you can definitely use Modpodged. Don't, whatever. Hot glue, whatever you want to, I don't care. But just going around sticking this down. But if you are interested in picking this stuff up, you can go to Unicorn Dust Designs and get that from her. These came off of Temu as well. These are little clocks. This one's a little like a little pocket watch or something. I just stuck that down and I did Mod Podge over that as well. The little butterflies also came from Temu. I cut it around to go around the edge really close. They're stickers basically, but I wanted to make sure that there was no of the plastic showing to it. And now I'm going to add some more of those flowers that you saw me add before. I just basically add them wherever I feel fit, basically. I do add them a lot up at the very top here. The glue strings bug me. This is also something else. This I actually got from Michael's, is Rub and Buff, but you can also get gold paint and probably do the same thing. But I wanted to go over the fairy's wings and paint them in like a gold tint to kind of make them stand out a little bit more. So I'm going over it with antique gold Rub and Buff. Rub and Buff can be kind of spendy. It's not horrible bad, but Then I'm going to kind of go over it with a little bit of a gel pen and kind of just go over into the little details of all of the wings just to make them pop a little bit more. They had them in black, and fairy wings are a little bit more see-through and like vibrant. So I decided to go over it with a white gel pen instead and kind of just make them a little bit more, I don't know, like, yeah, I don't know. But I thought it looked a lot better, so I decided to do that. And then these I got from a local thrift store. I'm only using one. I paid up for these a little bit, but they're actually like buttons, but it has a little dragonfly on it, and I just decided to glue that down on there. It made it pop. It's really cute. Project number 5, which is probably my least favorite. I got these just recently at a garage sale for 10 cents, but they're supposed to be like little doll bodies. So it's kind of the reason why I went this direction with it, but they are basically like bells. These flowers, so let me know in the comments, guys, if you have cats that like to eat your fake flowers, because I have the biggest problem with my cats eating my fake flowers, which is exactly what happened with these flowers. So these are basically trash because I am not going to use these in any other project. I am basically cutting these up, and if they had a little bit of bite marks on them, I figured that she was just having a little bit of a torn dress at the bottom, like maybe she was walking on the edge of her dress or something or whatever. So I was kind of just going with that kind of a thought process and the idea. Otherwise, I probably would never use them. They were actually going into the trash. So I'm actually using what I would consider as trash. I had these 2 flowers that my cat just could not seem to leave alone. But anyway, I'm just gluing these around on this little bell. Cutting them out. I do 2 layers on them. I'm on the 2nd layer now. I'm just basically just gluing them down and sticking them to the top. I do that all the way around, as you can see, while I was yakking. This is going to be a little fairy. She turns out okay. She's not my favorite, which is exactly why she's my last one here. I mean, she's cute, don't get me wrong, but she just isn't not my favorite. She's the first time I ever tried making something like this. But I'm gonna grab the little green part that's in the back of the flower. I'm gonna glue that. It's gonna be kind of like the top of her like little hula skirt or whatever. I peeled off the green part on the leaves, and kind of using those. These are going to be her arms and somewhat hands or whatever. Kind of makes it work. She's going to be like a little flower fairy, so why not have, I don't know, weeds, I would say, or whatever you want to call it for arms. I grabbed 2 wooden beads, one for her head, and then the green one is her, like, torso area, I guess. And I'm going to glue that right down to our little green area here. I am going to use this, like, orange goldish pipe cleaner. I kind of wrap it around the top area first to kind of make it look like, I don't know, maybe like kind of like a necklace area. I don't know, kind of to cover up the area where I glued her arms into. And I do also cover where, like, the torso area where you can kind of see it there. I kind of like a belt. I do grab a piece of, I don't know, beard that I had for my gnomes. It was actually just a scrap piece as well, so a lot of this stuff is just trash. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't even know if I would consider much of this be a project. But I'm painting a little face now. I did braid her hair. I didn't really like it. So I'm kind of now rolling the braid up into a little bun here, and I'm going to use another rubber band to kind of make the bun stay. And then to finish her off, you saw me do her face, but to finish her off, I do add a little one of those flowers that I've been kind of adding throughout the entire video. But you'll see her more here in the final reveal, you guys. And here are the projects. I mean, I'm going to kind of zoom out a little bit because I'm really close. But we're starting out with our book here. I think the book is, like I said, was my favorite. I actually do like how that one turned out. It turned out really pretty. I think it did anyway. But let me know, guys, what you guys think of all these projects. I do really like the fairy too, but I'm a stickler for mushrooms and fairies and all that stuff lately, so you have to let me know what you guys think. And then that one too, like I said, she isn't my favorite, but she's alright. You kind of get a closer up view of these little boy and little girl. I thought they turned out really cute. Oh, excuse me, really cute. But make sure you guys go check out everybody over on the playlist, you guys. This is a playlist, so make sure you guys go check everybody out. Give them all some love. And I don't know if you guys have been living under a rock or anything, but make sure you guys go check out the hosts over at Farm Charm Chic, and go check Sharon over at Grace's Neighborhood. I mean, they've all been around for a while, so if you haven't heard of them, I don't know where you've been, but these are all, you know, everybody down below is great people, so make sure you go check everybody out, and I hope you guys enjoyed these projects. Make sure also, guys, I am also on Whatnot now, so if you guys are interested, make sure you guys go check me out over there. And I'd greatly appreciate it. And I hope you guys all have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you guys in the next one. God bless. Bye, everyone.